Welcome back to the vlog. It is Monday morning. Hope everyone is doing well. This morning I have been compiling a list of events, so networking events, creative events, trade shows as well. Now the way I've done that is I've gone through to ChatGPT, asked it to compile a list of these events that are coming up in the next few months in London, and then what I've got it to do is convert those lists into CSV files that I can then put into Notion, and then I've got them all in order of date as well, so sorted by date. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this list and just see what is most relevant to me. Now, fortunately, ChatGPT has also put a priority on these from low to very high, based on what it knows about me and, I guess, Amixmotion. So I'm going to go through that list, see what's relevant to me, see what's most relevant to me, and then, yeah, see what's worth visiting, because I feel like I need to go do more networking, put myself in more situations where I might meet people for potential jobs. I think doing outreach is all well and good, still doing outreach, but it's like just shooting into the abyss. Barely anyone gets back to you. I try and keep a rhythm going most days where I'm actually sending out DMs or messages, following up, but it's pretty fucking heartbreaking, to be honest. It's like, I don't know, just knockback after knockback in the way of just no response, ever. And you know what's even worse? When you get one of those automatic responses on Instagram, where it's like, whoever you're messaging, they'll just give you like an email address to send a message to, or it'll say, we'll come back to you soon, or something like that. So you think you've got a message back from them, but actually it's just a tease. The whole thing's a tease. So definitely still doing outreach, but the more I get into this, the more I realize that in-person connection, networking events is the way to go. Meet people. And even just, I suppose you could even class shoots as networking events as well. There's going to always be people there that you've never met, people that might need, let's try again, people that might need your help with projects in their business. You never know who you're going to meet. So outreach is still valid, but I need to start doing more networking, putting myself in more situations. Now, just an update on my current position with certain things. If you remember in last week's vlog, I was talking to you about the job that I quoted for the potential 10 days in Denmark. Now, they got back to me today. No progress on that just yet. They just basically gave me an update on the shoot might be pushed back another month because they've got to confirm budgets and things like that. They've gone through my quotes. So a positive is that it doesn't feel like they're way out of range, because otherwise they'd have just said maybe. Yeah, let's see. Let's see whether their budget covers what I'm offering. They said they'll be back to me when they know more. Another thing as well, an email that I got today from an old client from another business who's now moved to another company, has got in touch with me and asked me if I'm free to do some video edits for the new company called Boom Ball. Now, bear with me, because Boom Ball apparently is a new touring entertainment baseball brand. They're looking ahead to a big 2027 launch with some exciting updates and 30 tour stops across the US. It's something to do with baseball. I don't know much about baseball. I'm British. But also, she's not giving me many details other than the fact that they want an epic video, in her words, 45 to 60 second trailer for their big tour in 2027. So it's good news. Like I said, we've worked together before. She's come back to me from another business now, which is great because this is a new business. So who's to say that they're not going to need more video edits in the future? This is complete remote work as well, right? There's no video side from me. It's just editing. She's even said on here that they've pretty much got all the footage. They just need some elements of stock footage and music put in there as well. But yeah, based on the stuff that I did for her in the last company she worked at, yeah, we got on really well and she was happy with the work that I did. So yeah, she's now left, still remembered me and come back to me, which is positive. Awesome. So I've just had a delivery and I know exactly what it is. Remember last week when I was telling you about that potential job where I've got to travel to Glasgow? Photos are part of the package that they want. And I told you that photos are not necessarily my forte. I'm definitely more video. But photos are part of the package. They need some photos. And to be honest, I'd love to be someone who can offer both. So I bought myself a flash. Let's take a look at it. It's a Godox V1 Mid. Now I looked at a couple of different flashes. Godox was coming out on top. However, Godox V1 Pro was coming out on top, and even Godox V1. This will definitely mean something to someone out there. But nightmare to get hold of. Couldn't find one. Or they were like 300 and something quid. Whereas this V1 Mid came in at like, from memory, about 150. The dogs are barking. About what? Shh, quiet. Quiet. About 150. So I thought, as I'm only just getting into the photo side of stuff, this seems to be good enough for what I need. So we'll see how it goes. And hopefully we get some kick-ass photos using the V1 Mid. Just a look in the box here. So got obviously instructions. And the thing about the Mid and the Pro is the battery actually has a USB-C charge somewhere. Apparently it had a USB-C charge. Yeah, there. Whereas the V1 didn't. You still get like a charging dock, which I guess is in this. Cables as always, and then the flash itself. So actually nice and compact. One thing about the V1 Mid compared to the V1 and V1 Pro is this is smaller. It does have less power, but definitely still enough power according to reviews. So nice and compact. Also, nice case for it here as well. But let me tell you something. The star of the show has to be this. Check this out. It's a brush to clean dust off of your flash. But I can also use this for my camera, which I've been looking for something like this because that shit gets dusty as fuck. So overall happy with the flash there. I do need to test it out, but I'd imagine it's going to be good. Brought my camera with me to my mum's here. I'm going to try it out this week just so I can get some practice in with these photos because I need it. Like I said, video is my forte. Photos, yeah. Watch this space. So my mum has a classic car and every time I'm back home, she lets me use it. I'm insured on it. So today, this is my sexy ride.
Let's see. Cause I'm A-L-E-C-T-R-A. Bitch, I'm two to that. We pop it from LA to the A.
So something I've been trying to do more of recently over the last, I'd say maybe week, 2 weeks, is post more on social media. You see a lot of like people online saying that you need to post more, you need to shout louder. And in doing so, your content gets pushed out to more people on certain platforms, depending on what you're on. So I always post on YouTube every week anyway. I post these vlogs on YouTube every week. One thing that I don't do is post shorts on YouTube, which I've now started doing. And weirdly, I've had more engagement since doing that. So I'm trying to post shorts out on YouTube most days. And in doing so, I've now started a TikTok account. I'll put my TikTok name up on the screen right now, so you can go add that. Then also the content on Instagram. I'm posting a lot of the same stuff on Instagram as well. But again, I'm trying to gain consistency with it. Gain consistency over each day of the week. Sometimes twice a day if I can. Because the thing is, one thing I realized was that I'm creating all this long form content for YouTube. And I'm talking about a lot of different topics, things that would be also relevant in short form content. So what I've started doing is I've started cutting a lot of this long form content down, going through it, snipping it up, and yeah, just creating some short form content. And I've been using Instagram, the Edits app, for that stuff as well, because I edit all my content in Final Cut Pro currently, but in terms of like just putting subtitles and things like that on it and just accumulating a catalog of content, that's all in the Edits app. So I've been doing that, and yeah, we'll see if it makes much of a difference. I've never been someone who needs or wants a huge following, but if by amassing a bigger following, it's going to give me more exposure, therefore give me more work, then why would I not do that? It makes complete sense, right? So I'm trying to keep the content as varied as I can, and then also put in some portfolio pieces in there as and when, because you don't want every piece of content to be lo-fi content. Like, some of it needs to look good, right? Some of it wants to look polished. And it's funny, you know, because I've never had a TikTok account until now, but it is brutal. Maybe I've just been unlucky. But what I mean is, I posted maybe 3 videos, and 2 of the videos have already had negative ass comments. I don't know why, but just negative comments out of nowhere. There's a brutal audience out there. Let's hope it improves, but maybe it's the content I'm posting, who knows? But the content that I'm posting throughout Instagram is kind of the same as I'm posting on TikTok anyway. So, but one thing I've found in terms of content is that the stuff that does well is videos showing me working. So showing me creating the content, maybe like a side-by-side of the actual shot and me working. Like, I'll put something on screen so you can see, but something side-by-side the shot and also behind the scenes. That sort of content works really well. Certainly on YouTube Shorts, I've found. And it's funny to see how everything kind of operates differently on different platforms. Because I mean, they all have different algorithms, right?
Hey Ash.
Hello, how are you guys?
So yeah, getting a suite of images that we can use across a variety of content, whether it be specifically for this EVP or just general internal communications or general external content.
So we're sort of rounding them up and making sure that you've got a really clear schedule of what you need to capture next week.
Okay.
The other thing for you, Ash, is we really do want a partner that we can work with in the UK. So Paul manages our creative and design team, but we don't have loads of like video resource, and it's something that we need to obviously to do more and more of. So we'd love to have a preferred partner, particularly in the UK for Paul and I in terms of time zone, because we already work across a number of them.
So the deliverables that I've got, unless they've changed, are a rework of an existing.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing you can send me over the existing that I can have a look at first. And when you say a rework of the existing, do you want any of the existing keeping in there, or you just want a complete redesign of it?
So the initial brief is we have 3 videos that we need to produce. One is Power for Good. We'll have another, which is an onboarding video. And these are all straight pieces to camera, people delivering like 1 word, maybe 3 to 6 word sentences, straight to camera in those various different locations. So it's just knitting those together for us. And
then the unscripted is just the snippets that you want for social media?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Do you imagine the onboarding video to be built up of the scripted pieces and also maybe just B-roll, things like that? Just maybe B-roll relating to what they're actually talking about?
Yeah, this is establishing a kind of group and global video that everyone would see when they join.
The short form team interviews then, with these, do you imagine that they are, like, are they going to be, because you said they're unscripted, so are they going to be, are people going to be given a talking point, do you think?
Yeah.
And then they'll just talk and we can cut into that, I guess? Okay, well, I look forward to hearing from you later then.
Nice one.
And yeah, good luck. Have a great day.
Take care.
Cheers,
guys.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, finished the call yesterday with Res Group, who I'm going to be shooting with next week. They went through the brief. Obviously, you heard everything that we said on the call, but they went through the brief, the deliverables, everything they expect from the day. And then I was able to go away, formulate a brand new quote that took into account all of the deliverables, the shoot day, the expenses, which I will go through and break down for you soon. But they approved it today. They approved the final quote, which I'm really happy about. It took me a while to break it all down. It was new for me to try and break down a quote, including all these expenses like travel, hotel stays, and so on. But yeah, really happy with the result there. Looking forward, but also a little bit nervous about the shoot next week. Heading up to Glasgow on Tuesday. So yeah, I'll take you on that. Obviously, we'll see how it all goes. And it'll be some brand new content for the vlog as well, because this is different to anything I've done before. Right now, though, I am just about to put together a bit of a shot list and I guess a bit of a schedule for the day. I know what needs to be done, but it helps me to have it all down on screen.
What was the moment you realised to turn what was a hobby into an actual business?
I'd say when I actually started getting paying clients, like when people were actually willing to pay me to do the work that they've seen. Because originally I was doing just free work, I guess passion projects as well. So really when people started paying me for this type of work, I realised that I could transition this into a full-time career. But even now you get ups and downs, right? There's times where you have work, there's times where you go through dry periods. So it doesn't make you question, but I think you just have to kind of look back at those times where you have had paying clients and just concentrate on the ups, concentrate on the positives with it. And just know that there will be another client around the corner who's willing to pay you for a job based on work that they've seen in your portfolio.
How valuable to build relationships compared to the actual skill set of videography?
Building relationships is super important because these clients might come back time and time again. So you've got to think about building and fostering these relationships throughout. I think the more relationships you build, the more networking you do, the more people you meet, the more jobs you're going to get. You want to be someone's creative partner. So if you're going to be someone's creative partner in this industry, rather than just like a one-time job, if you like, then like I said, you need to nurture these relationships and make as many as you can. Okay.
Right. Somebody's only got a phone. They want to be a videographer. What do they do?
The thing is nowadays, when it comes to smartphones, you can monetize them in loads of different ways, right? And I think the beautiful thing these days is social media has encouraged that hugely. I think with your phone, you have a camera, right? You have a camera, you have a screen, you can shoot 4K. So concentrate on, like I said before, composition, understanding composition, lighting even, right? Like how you're lighting a subject that you're trying to film. Because although you're not really dealing with exposure on mobile phones, I'd say concentrate on how lighting hits a shot and a subject. Concentrate on composition. And they're the main things. But also, like I said, depending on what you want to do, if you wanted to just become a social media content creator, then concentrate on hooks, concentrate on the type of content and storytelling. And you can do all that with a mobile phone.